Good morning, good morning. It's the day after the Super Bowl. What a game. What a game. And it was a landslide, even though the score doesn't indicate, what is it, like 40 to 22, something like that. The Kansas City Chiefs, they took ass with it. Now, my recap of it is, say right off the bat, I am not a Philadelphia Phillies fan. Okay? I enjoyed the football game. I can respect what Philly brought to the table. I mean, these guys are so disciplined. They didn't miss tackles. They were covering one-on-one without any problems. They were blitzing. They had, a four-man front defensive, and they were still getting to Patrick Mahomes. With four guys, five guys? Sad. In hindsight, all I can say is I'm kind of glad that Kansas didn't win, even though I was kind of rooting for them, because what they showed, they were 15-2. They really didn't even try winning one of the last games because they sat everybody. They were like one-loss team. Man, they got too many holes there. Too many holes. They were exposed. Okay? Now, as far as the Eagles, what they showed, I mean, great quarterback. Very maneuverable back there in the pocket. Runs when he needed to. Converting for first downs. Getting the yardage. The pass protection. This guy had all day and then some to pass, so he could really pick out his guys. Now the problem with the Kansas City Chiefs, man, their guys couldn't get open. And the few times that they dropped the ball, missed it, or there was a penalty and it got called back. Man, it was just so deflating. It was like one air balloon pop after another. As soon as they did something good, something negative happened. Lack of discipline. I mean, what better coach? You got Andy Reid. Okay, what better quarterback? Patrick Mahomes. Couldn't do nothing. Could not. I just don't think he was prepared mentally. I think on Friday he's doing an interview praising and protecting Jalen Hurts. Don't do that. You don't know feed the flames. Feed the fire? That's enemy. You're praising your enemy. Just didn't have to talk about it. There was no need to go there. I'm not saying that cost them, but the mindset wasn't there. If you roll it back and you're able to see that interview, you see his eyes were a little bloodshot. Looked like he was hitting the peace pipe. Not good, man. Not good. He looked like he was tired. He looked like he was partying before. Not good situation. Just disappointed to see them come so close to make history, but I guess they weren't the team to do it. So, if they were the Eagles and they had that type of team, they would have deserved it and whatnot. Now, like once again, back to the Eagles, man. What they showed me is that's the beginning of a dynasty, and nothing changes. I know they did a lot of good rookie picks that they got, good coaching, evaluation, that kind of stuff. The scouting, they're on point, man. They were just discussing on the radio today how after giving that previous quarterback the $150 million, $125 million, they went out and drafted Hurts. I mean, people were mumbling about it, like you just paid your quarterback so much money, why are you going to get a rookie? But it paid. Those are the moves. Bigger, stronger, disciplined. Man, they got it all. I just hope the off season and the celebrating doesn't change them. Guys don't come out of shape. They lose it in their mind because they're going to be having a ring pretty soon. If they keep it all together, Even their head coach, man, he was a little bit under fire for yelling at fans and doing that kind of silly stuff. But guess what? At the end of the day, man, they got it all together. Everything was working. Everything, all cylinders were firing. Special teams on the money. Quarterback on the money. The only person that really didn't light it on fire, Saquon, to me. He didn't have that game that he had in the playoffs. You know, 2 65-yard touchdowns. You know, I didn't think it was going to happen, but he was a little bit of a quiet game. Towards the end, he was moving around, but those were meaningless times. It was just putting nails in the coffin, basically, at that point. And they used him as an option in the run game for like the second half of the game, just in case the passing wasn't there, or just to mix it up, to throw it up. It was amazing to see that what was it, a 50-yard throw from Mahomes, again, at garbage time. You know, you needed to be doing that stuff first quarter. Mix it up. Onside kicks early. You know, when they went for the 2-point conversion, I thought that was a bad idea. They weren't doing nothing, and almost 3/4 of the game, you score your first touchdown, and now you're going to go for a 2-point conversion? No. Fundamental. Get the 1 point. The other shit ain't working. So now you were going for 2 points, you lost 1. Didn't make the difference, but it's the mindset, you know, just kind of getting there. So it's time for reflection for the Kansas City Chiefs. They definitely need to make some off-season moves. They need to get stronger, fill up some. I mean, quite frankly, they were very fortunate when they lost a couple wide receivers the last few years, and they were able to fill them up, make something out of those acquisitions. But it's like running with your fingers crossed for so long. I mean, the record reflected 15-2. Man, that was embarrassing. Man, embarrassing. They did everything but blame it on Taylor Swift being there. That's what they did. They did everything, blame him. Whew, man. But anyway, it's Monday, February 10th, 2025. We got Valentine's Day coming up on, I believe it's going to be Friday. And Philly's going to be deserving of the parade back home there. And I think it's scheduled for Friday. So to all the Philadelphia fans, man, congratulations, man. You have a dominating team. They didn't just resort to allowing the game to be in the hands of the referees and get a couple calls, and that decided the game. This was clear, decisive win by their offensive and defensive players, man. I think the MVP should have been the defensive line, man. Those guys did everything, the defense, but there wasn't. And congratulations to Jalen Hurts, man. You got the MVP. Awesome, man. Guys, enjoy it, but stay disciplined, stay together, man. If you guys can start your warm-ups and all that pre-season, give yourself maybe 2 weeks prior, build strength, discipline, just work on it, and you guys gonna have a lot more history coming up. And who knows, you guys might be the next dynasty. For Patrick Mahomes, man, you know, I don't want to say it's a curtain call, but you know, a lot needs to be left to say desired. You know, just too many holes, man. It looked like you were playing. Your team was hurt. You were missing people. It just felt like, you know, too much overcompensation that didn't work. I mean, they couldn't convert a 4th down to save their life. I mean, I think they only converted a couple eventually, but that was about it. I mean, you were like beaten down. I don't know what could have saved you, man. Well, I don't know. There was too much pride on the table, or they should have stuck in the backup quarterback for a little bit. Give him a little, especially after he threw that interception and they scored a touchdown, and then they put him back on the field again and threw another back-to-back interception. Needed to sit him down a little bit. I know people, the fans would have hated it, but buy him a little time. Let the stand-up, the backup quarterback in there. Talking about backup quarterbacks, I think they need to start putting, I don't even know who the backup quarterback is, or the second string. They need to start focusing and start investing in looking for that, because you never know. Patrick Mahomes could get hurt or something, and that's the type of game they played. They played as if Patrick Mahomes got hurt in a playoff game that got him to the Super Bowl, and he was just, I don't even like saying it, but he was useless. He had no impact, zero. There was no fear. They had every answer for him. Towards the end of the game, they took him down for a nice beating. Man, just, I think they had back-to-back sacks too on him. Just, I mean, where can you go? I didn't see the mobility we've seen in the recent years. It was nothing that we're doing was working. And that alone could have been so much of the hot air out of the balloon. Whatever you were trying. They and Andy Reid is known to pull rabbits out of the hat with certain plays. They needed to go a little further, man. They needed to open up the playbook, not from the front. They should have opened it up from the back. Blow the dust off those plays, and they would have been a little bit less predictable. Maybe they would have had a chance. Flip the playbook backwards and start from the very last play. It would have been worth the shot, because what was happening wasn't working clearly. But for 2025, Super Bowl 59, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. Man, there was some big boys on the field. Everybody. They didn't have any costly penalties, very few. And it did not breathe life into any of the Kansas City Chiefs plays off of them. They got the ass whooped. So Kansas City Chiefs, man, again, fantastic. Yeah, I mean, look at the season, 15-2, and that's because one of the games you didn't even put in your starters. You were resting them, which was a smart move. And they need to go in, and they need to entice a couple players to come on over, do some free agent pickups, do some recruiting through the draft, and build up. Do they got a chance next year? They'll be in the playoffs. But ain't nobody talking about Super Bowl quad peats or nothing like that. So they'll bounce back. Maybe they have an off year next year. It'll get them higher picks in the draft the following year. So an off year is not a bad thing for them. They got to click, reset, get stronger, get quicker, get disciplined, and pick up a few pieces. They'll be all right. So Kansas City fans, listen, bro. You already got 3 Super Bowls. Did you have to have 3 in a row? 3 out of 4 knocking on your door. Okay? So take that. Ain't nothing to be ashamed about except the play of that game. But I'm just throwing a little commentating on it. Come back stronger next year. Regroup. I mean, 15-2 and you lost the Super Bowl. The record, that's a good record, man. You had a lot of games that you won at the last second, or plays that the other team didn't make. And it'll be interesting. Outside of that, we're in San Antonio. We're rolling on the I-10. We're doing the bypass on the 1604. 1604 loop-de-loop. So, guys, have a fantastic Monday. Enjoy it. Gotta move on. God bless. Be safe. Keep it between the lanes and have a DOT-free Monday.